Hello everybody, it's that time of year again, where I take all the anime I watched this year and try to make a cohesive list out of it. I ended up doing this list first instead of the dubbed list because it kind of just worked out better that way. So just a quick review of the rules. The anime or season of the anime has to have ended in 2013, so shows that started in 2012 but ended in 2013, like Little Busters, were counted, but shows like Kill la Kill that started in 2013 but are going to end 2014 aren't. But without further ado, here is my top 10 anime of 2013. Number 10, Problem Children Are Coming From Another World, Aren't They? Also known as Really Long Title the Anime. Anyway, the concept of this anime is that people with special powers from the real world get put into this fantasy world where they are petitioned to team up and overthrow the Devil King. It has really good fight scenes and all the characters use their abilities in interesting ways. And the main character is really cool and overpowered. I know some people don't like overpowered characters, but he's fighting other overpowered people. So it's done in a good way. The reason it's not higher on the list is because it's really short, only being 10 episodes, so it feels kind of like rushed, you know what I mean? But still good. Number 9, Little Busters Season 1. This is how you know that the list this year is tight when the show written by Key, the writers of Clannad, Angel Beats, and others, is only number 9. But there are also other reasons this is number 9, because for the most part, the season just sticks to the formula that Key tends to go with, as in there are people that have emotional or physical problems and the main character has to help, and there are many tiers. But, you know, this formula does work well, and it's done really well in this case, but it doesn't do too much to change it up. But hopefully Season 2, which is airing right now, will fix that. Number 8, OreImo Season 2. This also includes the OVAs, which is just episodes 14 to 16, and thus ended the series. What I really like about this season is that it gives a lot of backstories to a lot of the characters, and I really like backstory because it makes the characters feel more alive and it makes the show like have more depth. But without trying to spoil anything, what a lot of people hate about this season is the OVAs, and thus the ending. Although I do admit that it's kind of weird, I don't have the same complaints that everyone else does. I think it's just more or less that endings are really hard to write because no matter what you do, people are going to complain about something. But again, I like it, so whatever. Also, why does Kirino have brown hair in all the flashbacks to when she's younger, but normally she has blonde hair? I mean, like, what? Number 7, Date Alive. The concept of this anime is that there are these quote-unquote special disastrous designated creature spirits, which are basically girls from other dimensions that will blow up the world if the main character does not befriend them. What I really like about this is that some of the girls don't care about this befriending BS and just want to kill him in everything that he loves, which is cool. And this anime goes in the weird category of anime people were looking forward to before it came out, and then when it came out people didn't like it. I think the main reason for that is that it starts out good, then near the middle it gets slow, and then near the end it gets good again. I don't think the middle is just that too bad, and the ending is really good. I also really like the character designs and cool plot twists. So, yay. Number 6, The Unlimited Hyobu Kyosuke. This is a spin-off anime of Zettai Karin Children that stars the villain from that series. And I really like a good villain because nobody is evil literally for no reason. And I think the show does a good job at giving him motivation for doing his evil things, especially in the backstory near the end. In my opinion, this is one of the most underrated anime this year, and I think the main reason is that the original show, Zettai Karin Children, is so light and aimed at younger audience, while this spin-off is darker and aimed at an older audience. So I guess that confused people. Whatever, the show's popularity does not change how good it is, and I think it is very good. Number 5, The World God Only Knows Goddess. So this is the 3rd season of the World God Only Knows series, which I have talked about before in a previous list. During this season, the main character Katsuragi has to go back to some of the girls that he saved and basically do it again, which sounds like it might be boring, but I think that they do it very well, and it gives a lot of good characters that haven't shown up in a while some more screen time. The only thing that I don't like about this season is that it skips ahead some chapters in the manga, which I have written down for your convenience. But they do do a good job at recapping the 2 important arcs they skipped, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I just care that if the season itself is good, which it is. I think it's very good. Number 4, Pokemon The Origin. This is the Pokemon anime that we've been asking for years, one that's based more off the game. Ash and his Pikachu are cool and all, but it's really nice to have Red and his Charmander from the games. The fight scenes are also really well done and smart, but one of my favorite things from the series is that, for the most part, it does stick with the original Pokemon games, but it has one tie-in / reveal for the new game, X and Y. The only bad thing about this game is that it's only a 4-episode OVA. I want more! Number 3, Attack on Titan. This is definitely the popular anime this year, and for good reason, because it's pretty good. As the title suggests, this show is about giant Titan people murdering normal-sized people, and they have to stop them because murder is wrong under most cases. One of the few things I don't like about this anime is that there are a lot of minor characters that don't really do anything and just make it confusing to keep track who is who, but I do like a lot of things about this anime, like the neat grappling hook things that they use for fighting, make for a lot of neat action scenes. I also like the whole murder mystery during the second half. I do think this show is a little overrated, but that does not change how good I think it is, and I think it is very good. Number 2, Fate Kaleid Liner. Near the end of these lists like this, it's always hard for me to pick stuff for the big top 3, so I tried not to overthink it. I really like the Fate Stay Night series, so making an anime that takes the characters from that and putting them in a semi-dark magical girl anime is cool in my book. By the way, I'm making that an official subcategory in anime, semi-dark magical girl. Anyway, the story is about Ilya teaming up with new character Miyu and becoming a magical girl to fight evil versions of the servants from the original Fate Stay Night. There are a lot of things I like about this anime, like the mechanic of after they defeat a servant, they can use their weapon, and how all the characters from the original are well represented, except for Shiro, who was the main character in Fate Stay Night, but does nothing and kind of disappears for a couple episodes. But what I think makes this anime stand out, and what I'm saying justifies me putting it at number 2, is the fight against Evil Saber during episodes 4 to 6. In my opinion, this is one of the best fights I have seen in anime, especially if you're a fan of the original Fate Stay Night. Before I get to my number 1, I just want to say that there were a lot of good anime that didn't make it into my top 10. Some honorable mentions are Devil Survivor 2, Kotora-san, Seren Kagura, Blood Lad, Haite no Gotoku Cuties, and Daybreak Illusion, which are all good in their own right, but in the end, there can only be one. So, without any more delay, number 1. So, in the end, I had to pick between the Index movie and Railgun Season 2. And how I like the Index movie and its use of music and song as a central theme, I think the best anime this year is A Certain Scientific Railgun S. The reason I put this at number 1 is because other than being good all around, it does a good job at adapting the manga. And I would know because I read the manga. Not to brag. But there was also a major scene in the season, which was basically just a scene from Index Season 1, but from a different perspective. But I think it's done really well, so I give them a lot of credit, because something like that can be really easily screwed up and made really boring. And I also said it adapts the manga really well, but for the last 10 or so episodes are filler, and how mostly people see that as a bad thing. I like really well done filler that uses the source material really well, and it did just that. So, with all this information I've gathered, I'm fairly happy with saying that, in my opinion, A Certain Scientific Railgun S is the best anime of 2013. So, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this list. As usual, this video took a long time to make with the writing and the editing and the blah blah blah. So any feedback or input on your guys' part will be very much appreciated. And I hope you'll look forward to my English dub list coming soon, which may be a bit shorter than normal because there haven't been a lot of dubbed anime that came out in the last year. I think it was all the lists that I've had contendered for this is like around like 10 or 11, so making like a top 10 list off 11 anime might be a little bit awkward, so maybe it might be a top 5, but whatever. Anyway, again, I hope you enjoyed this list and all that good stuff, so I hope to see you next time.